Namaste, welcome. So for this practice, you need 2 yoga bricks or something similar, makeshift if you don't have yoga bricks, and also preferably 2 of these balls. So they're not spiky balls; they've got kind of rounded domes on them. If you don't have these and you've only got a spiky ball, just be really, really careful when you're placing it on your body, and you probably need to put a cover over it, like a blanket. And the same if you don't have these, maybe you've got 2 tennis balls. Again, if you're placing them on your body, especially if you're putting weight on them, exactly like the spiky balls, put a blanket over the top of them. But these dome-shaped balls are ideal. So we're going to start by lying down on our tummies. And you've got the balls to the front of your mat. And just cup them in your palms. Putting a little downward pressure through tops of feet. Tucking the pubic bone under. And draw a little tension up through pelvic floor. And your forehead is gently pressing down to the earth. Start to focus on your breath. Breathing in fully, feeling the rib cage and the abdomen expand. And breathing out slow and fully. So just linking in with that breath, nice and deep and full, breathing into the front of the body, the sides and the back of the body. You're going to have light pressure of hands on the balls, and on an inhalation you raise the chest and the head gently from the earth. Exhaling, releasing down. Inhaling, the balls will be rolled towards you, and as you exhale and lower down, the balls will gently roll away. Just gentle pressure of hands on balls, breathing in, rising, breathing out, lowering. Continuing with that practice, if you want to increase the closing to the back of the body, the lengthening to front of body, press the hands strongly down into the balls. Keep the pubic bone tucked and pelvic floor lifted. Breathing in, raising up, and you'll be raising up higher. And breathing out, lowering down. Ground through the feet, pubic bone, high tone through pelvic floor, grounding hands to balls. So as you breathe in, the balls will be drawn towards you. And as you breathe out and lower down, the balls will roll away. Last time with this high lift, going back to the gentle lift. Soft hands. Full breath. Doing this 2 more times. Bring the balls to the side of the mat. Hands under shoulders, tuck pubic bone under, high tone through the pelvic floor. Use an exhalation to press the earth away. You'll come into a half plank position with the knees down, and then you're going to push the body back, bottom to heels, palms on, hands on top of hands, forehead to the floor. Again, linking in with your breath. Taking the breath especially to the back of the body, feeling the expansion of the breath between the shoulder blades, into the rib cage, into the sides of the rib cage. Take the breath up into the armpits. And because the belly's resting on your thighs, you'll feel the expansion of the abdomen on the thighs. That's right. Have a sense of the bottom, the sit bones being glued to the heels, If your bottom is high in space, then put a rolled up mat or a pillow or a rolled up blanket between the backs of the thighs and the calf muscles. So from this position, you're going to take the body over to the left side. So you're now kind of curling a C shape to the sides of the body, left side long. The left sit bone feels heavy. Even if there's no contact between bottom and heel, it feels heavy. It's dropping down towards the heel. You're going to extend the left arm and take hold of the ball. Keep the forehead on that right back of hand. As you breathe in, lengthen left fingertips away and the ball will move towards you. And as you breathe out, soften and the ball will move away. Inhaling to that left side of the body, stretching. Exhaling, softening. As you stretch the fingertips, the arms away, keep the arm bone glued into the shoulder. Exhale to soften. One more time, lengthening, stretching. Take the breath, especially to the left side of the body. And exhale, release, come back to the center. Again, focusing your attention on the breath. Breathing in fully and noticing whether you might have created more space through the left side of the body. Repeating that to the other side. Creating a C curl in the sides of the body, right side long. Forehead to back of left hand, right arm stretches out and the palm of the hand cups the ball. Focus on the breath, breathing in deeply, fingertips, arms stretch away, ball rolls gently towards you. Exhale, softening, and the ball rolls away. It's just a small movement, and you're moving with the breath. Keeping the arm bone grounded in the shoulder socket. Two more times. And releasing back to the center. Taking a couple of breaths here. Noticing now whether you've created more of a sense of even spaciousness to the sides and the back of the body. Bringing yourself up to an all fours position. Have the wrists under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. Have the weight to the whole circumference of the palm of the hand. So for me, I feel that I've got more weight to the little finger side. I need to transfer weight more to the web of my thumb and first finger. Breathing in, raise the tops of the feet from the floor. Breathing out, gently press the feet down. Inhale, up. Exhale, ground down. So start to feel that you're earthing through your base, through tops of feet, through palms of hands. Come to stillness. Exhale, tuck pubic bone under, back wall round, chin to chest. Inhale, turn sit bones up. Don't think about belly dropping down, but belly lengthening forwards. Look forwards if neck is happy. The exhale, come through a neutral position, so a long spine to a flexed spine, cat pose, and then roll through neutral, lead with the pelvis, sit bones up, belly, heart forwards, gaze forwards. Rest the spine in a neutral position. Ground through tops of feet, ground through hands, sense of hands drawing away from one another. Little bit of tone up through pelvic floor. Exhale, come into cat pose, chin to chest. Hold this position, breathing in here. Breathing out, shift the weight back. Put higher tone through pelvic floor. Your hands are now a little lighter. Breathing in, turn sit bones up, heart forwards, look forwards. Breathing out, tuck pubic bone under, rounding spine, chin to chest. And breathing in, come back to all fours with a neutral spine. Exhaling, rounding. Inhale, hold this rounded all fours position. Exhaling, shift the weight back, keep the body rounded and flexed. Inhale, turn the sit bones up, abdomen, heart, lengthen forwards. You're in that hovering position with integrity through pelvic floor. Exhale, rolling back into a flexed position. On the inhale, spine is long and you come back to all fours. Doing that one more time. Exhaling, flexing, grounding through the earth. Inhale, hold. Exhale, transition weight back, keep the spine flexed. Inhale, arching through the spine. There's lightness on hands. Exhale, flexing through the spine. Inhale, neutral spine back to the all fours position. Step the hands further forwards. Tuck the pubic bone under so you come into a half plank position. The hips aren't down and the bottom's not up. You're in a nice diagonal line with weight through tops of feet, with hands pressing down and drawing gently away from one another. You've got highest tone up through pelvic floor. So you're drawing the space between the anus and the pubic bone upwards. That's right. So half plank. On an inhalation, turn sit bones up and shift the weight back. So you're long in the belly, open in the chest. On an exhalation, waving your body forwards, back to plank. Inhale, drop hips, draw hands towards knees, abdomen, heart forwards. Exhale, come back to plank. Inhale, turn sit bones up, weight moves forwards. This is happy dog. Exhale, waving through a flexed spine, shifting the weight forwards, back to that kneeling plank. Inhale, draw hands towards knees, drop hips down and forwards. Exhale, tuck bottom under, coming back to plank. Last time, breathing in, turn sit bones up, transition weight back, look forwards, open through front of body. Exhale, nice big wave, closing front of body and then resting in a long neutral spine. Inhale, drop hips, draw hands towards feet as the abdomen and heart open. Exhale, press the earth away, back into plank. Lovely. You're coming now down to a kneeling position. So if the body doesn't like you in a kneeling position, put some padding. So instead of having this kind of strong angle at the knees, you could raise your seat so you've got less of an angle. So you're sitting on a bolster, you're sitting on a rolled up blanket, just to reduce tension at the knee joint. Now you'll need your two bricks or similar items, and you're going to have them by the feet and you're going to have them nice and tall. Now to come up to high kneeling, it's easier if you shift the weight forwards, and we're trying to keep a nice open posture. It's harder if you keep the shoulders above the hips. So you're going to tuck, you can place the hands on the pubic bone, you're going to tuck pubic bone under. So you'll feel the bottom tensing. Remember, you can transition shoulders forwards if you want to. Roll the shoulders away. On an exhalation, highest tone up through pelvic floor, bring yourself up to a high kneeling position. Inhaling here. Exhale, keep the pubic bone tucked, float the arms up. And on the inhalation, arms through sides of body, drop the bottom halfway towards heels. Exhaling, tuck pubic bone under, arms up. Inhaling, arms through a T shape, spine nice and long. So you're waving up, neutral spine as the bottom lowers, about halfway to heels. Now this time as you're lowering down, you're going to bring the bottom all the way down to the heels or that prop that you're using. Now you can stay with tops of feet to the floor, or you can tuck the toes under, which can be a little bit strong through soles of feet, and make sure all of the toes are tucked. Really depends on the length of that little toe, whether it even touches the floor, of course. Now for me, my heels splay out, so I need to have a sense of drawing inner ankle bones towards one another. I quite like the stretch the soles of feet, so I'm doing it from this position. Also, if you have toes tucked, you've got less, it's easier for you to come up because you're higher up from the earth. So, exhale, float the arms up. Inhale, big arm circle, so you reach your bricks. We're coming into Ustrasana. Roll the shoulders away, the heart will feel open and the shoulder blades will be moving towards the spine. The wingtips of the shoulder blades feel like they're pressing up into the heart, so the sternum lifts up. Now tuck pubic bone under, put high tone through pelvic floor, so you're zipping upwards. And then on an exhale, lifting up, bring those inner ankle joints towards one another. Continuing to breathe. Now you can keep looking forwards, or you could look up towards the ceiling. Don't let the head hang. As you breathe in especially behind the sternum. And as you breathe out, there's just a softening. Keep the bottom nice and tight. Keep the high tone up through pelvic floor. If you're looking up, look forwards. And on an exhale, lowering the bottom towards the heels. Lovely. Remove the bricks to one side. Hands to the floor in front. Untuck the toes if they were tucked. Maybe give them a bit of a wiggle. Mine feel quite stiff. Feet to the floor, bottom down. Have a little rest in child. So I've got my arms outstretched, extended child. Of course, you could have them as a pillow under your forehead, or forehead to floor, or prop, and arms by sides of body. Once again, tuning into your breath. Deep and expansive. Feel the space that you're creating in your body through doing your yoga practice. And that space is created more fully in the body because you are moving with your breath. The breath not following the movement, it's the movement following your breath. Breath always comes first. From child position, come back up to kneeling. I'm going to just turn to face you. And you're going to drop your bottom down to the left side, kicking the legs out. And the legs can be just nice and scruffy. It might be that you want to come into this Z position. So sole of left foot to front of right thigh. Exhale, float arms up. Inhale, bring arms like a T as the crown of the head lifts. Exhale here. Inhale, spin around to the left side. Palm of hand on that left thigh. Left fingertips are like a tent behind the bottom. Breathing in, press left hand onto thigh, lengthen up, rotate round. Breathing out, release the pressure of the hand and you'll pop round a little. Breathe in, lengthen up and round. Breathe out, releasing. On this exhalation, popping all the way round, arms like a T. Breathing in, rotate to right side. Breathing out, undo, lower arms. Shifting the legs through a cheeky half. I've forgotten the name of it. Isn't that terrible? Boat, Navasana. Half boat position and drop the legs over to the right or the left side. So we're going to twist to the right. Exhale, arms float up. Inhale, bring them to a T shape. Exhale here, lengthening fingertips away from shoulders. Breathing in, rotating around to the right side. Left hand onto right thigh. Right 10 fingers by bottom. Breathing in, lengthen up and rotate around to the right. Breathing out, release the pressure of the left hand on the thigh and you'll pop around a little. Breathe in, lengthen up, rotate. Breathing out, popping. So you'll be feeling the contraction to the side of the waist, the oblique muscles, internal, external obliques. And as you release on the exhale, when you pop around, there will be hydration to the tissues of the body, especially focusing on the waist. Hydration of the fascial tissue. So it's not necessarily just water hydration. The next time you breathe out and you pop around, you release. Breathing in, rotating to left side. Breathing out, coming back to center. Saying hello to cheeky half Navasana. If you want to, you could open through the legs. Try not to roll back, especially if you've got a wall behind you. Not clever. And you're going to bring the feet to the floor. I'm going to spin myself back around. Draw the sit bones, the flesh away from the sit bones and have the legs nice and long. Now the soles of the feet feel as though they're smiling. So you think of ball of foot, big toe pressing forwards and the little toe coming around. So you create broad length and the heels press away. Breathe out, float arms up. Breathe in, crown of the head lifts up, fingertips come to the floor, drawing yourself upwards in space. Roll the shoulders away. Lovely. You're going to bend the left foot to the floor. Breathing out, take arms up. Keep the left arm lifted. Inhaling, right hand to the floor. Exhaling, drawing yourself up from the earth. Grow long through the sides of the body. Inhale, lowering down. Right knee bends. Rotating on the inhalation. Exhaling, lifting up from earth. Lowering down. Inhale. Rotate back to center. Exhale, bend left knee. Inhale, rotate to right, right hand to floor, left arm up and over, tuck pubic bone under, high tone through pelvic floor, come up. Inhale, lower down. Rotate back to center. Change the feet. So exhale, right foot to the floor. On the inhalation, you rotate. On the exhalation, you come up. On the inhalation, you lower down, rotate. On the exhale, you swap legs. One more to each side. So inhaling, rotating. Exhale, really tuck bottom under. Lowering down on the inhalation, spinning back to centre. Last time, exhale, right foot to floor. Inhale, twist and swoop around. Exhale, lifting you up. Lowering down. And back into Dandasana. I've crept along my mat. I'll come back to centre. Place the soles of the feet to the floor. Parsvottanasana. Breathing out to raise the arms. This keeps the shoulders down and it keeps the breastbone neutral. And bringing them around behind you. If the wrists are happy, turn the fingertips to look at the bottom. Spread through the fingers. Roll the shoulders away. On an exhalation with the elbow joint soft, tuck pubic bone under, high tone through pelvic floor, squeeze through the bottom, lifting up. So again, you can keep the chin tucked, so gaze forwards, or you could look up. Ground through hands, ground through feet. Centre heel below big toe, below little toe, the triangles of the feet. If you're looking up to the ceiling, touch in towards the chest and slowly lower the bottom to the floor, but bringing the bottom down towards the heels. Roll the shoulders away. This gives you a strong stretch to the shoulder joint. Now you'll feel like you're now on your sacrum. You're on the top of the bum crack. Now move the feet a little away. Lovely. And you're going to bring the body down to lying, but you need one of your balls by you. Or you could roll down with control. High tone draws up through pelvic floor. With the knees bent, remembering if you've got a spiky ball or a tennis ball, put a blanket, not a thick wash, but just enough so that you don't hurt yourself, especially with the spiky ball. So I've got a pliable Sensi ball and they've got half domes on them, so there's no spike. So make sure you cover yourself, or you cover the ball to protect yourself. You don't want it too harsh. So you're going to roll onto one side. The ball is placed between the shoulder blades. And then you roll back onto the ball. So you've got the ball placed on the rhomboids, so the rhomboid muscles. They are the muscles that draw the shoulder blades towards one another and then lengthen as the shoulder blades move away from the spine. So put a little tuck through the pubic bone just to lengthen through the lower back. And if you want to add on, you could stay here, of course. You lengthen through the legs. Again, think about finding width through the soles of the feet. Keep the pubic bone tucked, put a little bit of tone through pelvic floor. It doesn't have to be the highest. If you want to add on, keep the arms in contact with the floor, but you circle them along the floor. Just finding where you want the arms to rest. And it might be that you want to stretch them overhead. So the soles of the feet stretch forwards, the fingertips stretch backwards in space, or to the sides if they're like a T, or equally if you've got the arms by the sides of the body, they're stretching towards the feet. So this is long fish pose. A little bit of self-massage for these muscles, the rhomboids between the shoulder blades. They can get very, very tired. For lots of people who drive a lot or are sitting at desks for most of the day, they become what's called locked long. So the shoulder blades are stretched away from one another in that kind of rounded, shouldered, hunched position. And that's really fatiguing. Muscles don't just get locked short, they also get locked long. And so this is just stimulating them a little bit. And when we move the ball away from this position, the ground substance in the fascial tissue gets hydrated. So if the arms are overhead, bring them to a T shape. Place the feet to the floor. Lift the arms up in the air. And then feel as though you're climbing a rope. One arm stretches up, the other arm draws down. And you'll get this kind of lovely rocking sensation of the back of the body on the ball. So there's movement of the ball. So those of you that are working with tennis balls or spiky balls, I'm sure you're very aware that of the reason why you need covering over them, because it's a strong self-massage, because the rhomboids work very hard. Come to stillness. Bring the arms by the sides of the body. Roll to one side to remove the ball. Just resting. You can lengthen through the legs in Shavasana if you want to. Just notice how the back of the body feels. Probably feels quite a lot of relief because you've moved the balls away. I really like it, and the students that I teach regularly in my live face-to-face classes are very used to using the balls, and they're now coming round to their sensations. So if the legs are long, place the feet to the floor, tuck pubic bone under so the lower back rounds, and bring the knees in towards the chest. Take hold of backs of thighs or shins. Breathing in fully. As you breathe out, draw thighs onto abdomen. Release the pressure of the thighs on the belly as you breathe in, so you draw the breath down to the belly. Deep, full diaphragmatic breath. Exhaling, drawing legs down. Keep the back of the neck nice and long. To come up to sitting, roll to one side, or you can rock a little more vigorously over the length of the spine. I quite like to challenge myself, and I ask my students to do this. If they're rolling up and down, can they find their sit bones? So you kind of have to come a bit more to a balance. Oh, seeing I overshot. Also, if you've got that, can you do this with your eyes closed? So it just challenges your balance and engages your core muscles more strongly. And then coming to rest in a seated position. I hope you enjoyed that practice. Do leave any comments or email or message me with any questions. Placing the hands in Anjali Mudra at your heart center. And bowing to close your practice. Namaste.